Okay, we're rolling. We're live. I love it.
I was gonna put on some blush, but forget it.
Girl, put the blush on. It doesn't.
it's okay.
No one's gonna judge. Do what you gotta do. You know what? You do your thing. I will give your intro while you finish your final touches up there. I mean, even though she doesn't even really need an intro, because if you guys have been with me since Vine, you know who she is already. Simone Shepherd, my freaking. She just was. We did everything together.
We did everything together.
We literally
for
did
years.
everything together for years. We started. You know who I had
But
on here?
we got busy. Our lives, we got grown.
I know.
You get grown.
But you know, we never grow apart.
You never.
Never. Amanda Salas was here. You know how she had cancer? Remember she had cancer? She beat it. So me and Amanda and Simone, I don't know if Amanda's episode is going to be out or not yet, but our friend Amanda had cancer. We were all on a show together on E called Reality Hell way before Vine. And
that's how we first met.
That's how we first met. It was a prank improv comedy show. And that's when I first met you. And I remember thinking, I was like, she is so fucking funny.
Listen, I was like, legit, I said, you are the funniest white girl I've ever met.
Dead.
I was like, you were the first white girl that's ever really made me I'll
take it.
Laugh. Like in my gut. Like I felt it in my soul.
You're like, I felt bad for you a little bit, but I also thought you were funny.
I thought you were crazy. Do you remember?
I am crazy.
No, I know. Me too. But give me $1. You don't remember running around set? She ran around set. Oh, that was another thing we did. That pilot we did. Remember?
Oh my
With Kia?
God! Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm skipping ahead, but you were running around set asking everybody. You were. Can I get $1?
Can I get $1? Yeah,
and you were doing a little. You would do a little dance or do a little something.
My impression of homeless people, like they'll do anything for $1.
Yes. Did you get any?
You got a few dollars.
You got a few dollars.
I got dollars. Some people gave me some dollars. Hey, I needed those dollars then.
Yeah. You had
I was
blonde
like,
hair.
all right, that will be. Yeah. Oh my, I'm trying to bring it back.
I love
not
it.
Working. It's all falling out. It's all short and falling out. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here. You have an amazing, beautiful new life. You're working out. You're a writer. You're selling shows. Like your whole life has just been amazing, and it's just been an uphill since Vine. Kind of for everybody since I've talked to. There's like no one that I've talked to that's been doing worse.
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy.
Well, there probably are a few people doing worse.
Probably, but not like the big people.
No.
Most
Definitely
of the
not.
big people. I mean, look at Liza Koshy and.
Oh no!
Like,
it set us all up.
Yeah,
it really
set
did.
everybody up. I mean, like, and then like Marcus Johns he sold a script, and Batch is doing stuff. Amanda, freaking Anana, like everyone.
Every single person, like. Legit, being on Vine catapulted us to never have to really worry again.
Right?
We can always do something. So
always.
If you were like in the first group and you're not doing anything and you're broke, then that's on you.
That's on you.
That is on you.
Because we were given all the opportunities.
We were.
Honestly.
We really were.
Yeah. So thank you, Lord, and everyone that, and Vine and everything like that. So I'm so excited to have you here, and I know you have some crazy stories. Because you've lived in LA as long as I have. If
I
not
have.
Longer. Yeah, we've been here since we were little.
Right.
Pretty much, like 17, 18.
Yeah, you were 17. I'm older than you.
Oh, yeah, I always forget that.
Yeah, you were 17,
me.
18. No, it's like, you know what? The glasses and the hairstyle, Kieran often compares me to, Kieran's my boyfriend, Lavender from the movie, what was the movie? Matilda.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to show you a picture and you're going to see, you're going to crack up. But I look like a 10-year-old, so I know.
You do. You always look so young.
It's the hair and the glasses now that's making me look like really young.
I really always thought, though, ever since I've known you, that you were like younger than me. And
well, I'm black, so, black don't crack. And so it's just... I'm always going to look like at least 5 to 10 years. Because if I don't, listen, if you're a black woman and you don't at least look 5 to 10 years younger than what you actually are, then you need to go check with God because your black ain't what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to give out.
Everybody
just honest.
Calling God.
Just
Hello,
honest.
What am I doing wrong
Why
here?
is my black giving out so early? Yeah. So
I love
it.
Okay. What story? Is it a dating story or what do you have that you want to tell me?
I bet you probably wanted something juicy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I have a ridiculous story.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I don't know how you're gonna like it.
I love it. I love any story.
Okay.
I love everything. You tell me what you tell me.
And then if it's not good enough for you.
It'll be good.
We'll get a better one.
We'll make it good.
Okay. So when I was in college, I know it's going far back, but just
Where'd you go to college?
North Carolina Central University.
Okay.
So it's a black college, like 5 minutes from Duke. So it's like the ghetto next to Duke. It is. I hate to say it, and we know it's the truth. It's sad they don't put enough money into HBCUs. So it's the ghetto school right next to Duke. So I was in school, and I had my first presentation, right? And for your presentation, because they want to teach you about business, how to present in a professional manner, I had to wear a suit. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. That's the first problem.
No one even
does
does that.
Thing. I didn't have any suits. The only suit that I had was like an Easter suit from like Easter, like going to church on
like
Easter.
The hat.
And it wasn't quite the hat, but it was everything else. It was the outfit. Yeah. It was like tweed with like color, like white. But this is wintertime, so I'm wearing like a white
tweed pink.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was like pink and purple, all these colors, right? Out in a skirt and jacket, and I think I had on like white sheer stockings. This was a little bit of time.
White stockings.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm just telling you.
Hilarious.
So I had this on, right? And this is not the bad part. The outfit. The outfit was bad, but I'm doing the presentation. Presentation actually went good. Was saying I'm gonna go back to my room and change my clothes and get out of this tweed and white tights. So I head back to my room, and like I said, my school is the ghetto school right next to Duke, and there's like police cars riding by, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm paying attention, right? So I keep walking though, like whatever. Then some more police cars ride by. So I'm really on guard now, like what just happened? Am I close to it? What am I walking into? Because I don't have on shoes that are good. Like I have on heels. Right. So, but listen, so I keep walking, and then next thing you know, I see these guys like yelling, and it's like a fight. It's like so much commotion going on. And then 5 people run by me. So I'm black. I start running. I don't ask no questions. I'm just being honest. I don't ask any questions. I don't say, hey, what's going on? And I don't do any investigations.
Every white person.
Yeah. Hey, what's
Susan?
I don't look back and say what's going on. I don't do any of that. I run. I run in my tweed and my white tights and my heels. And I run with the people. And I run and I run. I'm sweating. I rip my tights. I run for at least, it felt like a half a mile. It was forever. I ran for a very long time. And I'm running, and these people, and I felt confident running because there were people now running behind me. We're all running, focused.
Right.
But then I looked around me, and it was my gym class that runs around the campus. So at my school, the campus, they run around. That's because it's a ghetto school, so the track and everything wasn't great. So they ran around school. So I was running, and I was really offended because they didn't tell me. Like, I'm running with you guys, and you see how I'm dressed. And no one's going to look to the side and say, bitch, why you running? Bitch, where are you going?
No.
But not until at least I was running with them.
The gym class.
I was, but they were running past my dorm. So I ran a little bit past my dorm, but I noticed it before and was able to like kind of like run. I didn't play it off. I probably thought I played it off at the moment because I do remember like kind of running to the side and like doubling back. But
oh my God, no one said like, why are you running with us?
No one said anything.
And you didn't notice they were all kind of in gym clothes?
Once I looked, I didn't know what was going on. They were running. I was running too. I was not going to get murdered. I don't know what's going on. I saw all this commotion. There were police cars going by. These guys yelling at each other. There's so much stuff going on. We were all running from something. I thought. But they could have just said, bitch.
Girl, we're doing track. Like running. Nothing.
No, I didn't even notice.
Because I'm dead. You ripped your tights. Did you kick your heels off? And carry them?
I ran in my heels. I didn't actually kick. I couldn't think. I couldn't even stop to like process what was happening. Because I kicked my heels off, I would have noticed everyone
was in gym clothes.
I was just running for my life.
You were like, oh my God, shit's going down.
Shit's going down.
Oh my God.
I was going to run as far as I could go. Because what you have to do is you have to run further than everyone, like at least the majority of people. So if somebody's gonna get caught, they're the people. You can't be in a bag. Is what I'm trying to say.
The back is you're done.
You're caught.
Yeah, or shot.
Murdered,
something's gonna
anything.
happen. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if that was like the story you were looking for.
No, that is amazing. That is amazing.
That's a real life story.
Would that happen to you today? Like if you went to a store and you saw a bunch of people running out.
If you got up and moved too fast out the studio, if you just said, "Oh, I'm gonna be out,"
You push me out of the.
We'll figure on the other side of the glass. I'll say, "Hey, ask her what's going on." Is she okay? I'm gonna be worried though, and I'm gonna send for help.
God,
you gotta get away, right? Isn't that
always have an escape plan?
But listen, and I guess it's the fight or flight thing, right? So
yes.
I do a lot of fight, but I will fight, right?
Will you fight?
I will fight, but I'm not dumb, so I'm not gonna just stay and wait for the fight because it could be. I don't know what's coming after us. It could be guns. It could be a monster out there. I don't know.
Bees.
Bees. It could definitely be bees.
You stay and fight the bees.
It could be, yeah. But you know what? Bees, yeah.
Bees
it could
are
be
scary.
Bees are scary. Not scary as the beehive, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Would you rather be chased by a swarm of bees or
the beehive?
Some crazy person with a knife?
A crazy person with a knife.
You'd rather be chased by a crazy person?
Yeah,
with
because
a knife?
listen, let's talk about how crazy they are, right? Are they the type of crazy? No, there's different types. Let's be real. So, are they the type of crazy that I'm gonna call them Trump supporters, right?
Oh my gosh!
But so those Trump supporters, they're crazy, but they also seem like the type that they're in the back of their house somewhere doing like not meth. And drills, like practicing,
yes,
right?
Yes,
so
yes.
I don't want to be chased by one of them because they've been practicing,
strategic,
right? But if they're like
just a crazy crackhead
on the street, you know what I'm saying, chasing me with a knife, I think I could take a crackhead. I don't want to really touch the crackhead, but if my life depends on it, I will touch the crackhead to whip the crackhead's ass. I think I could take a crackhead. I'm just being honest.
Guys, Simone's from I'm gonna say it how you say it, Pittsburgh.
I'm Pittsburgh. I'm from Pittsburgh, guys.
Why Pittsburgh?
I don't know why people from Pittsburgh say Pittsburgh. I don't know why we say that. It's just, but you know someone's from Pittsburgh if they say Pittsburgh. If you say Pittsburgh. Yes. So we're from PA. Both
of us. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm from the Philly side. She's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So what was it like growing up in Pittsburgh?
Rough. Listen,
I didn't really know. It's a working town.
Oh, no. It's not just a working town. It is a working town. Like, it's very blue collar. It's very poor. Recently, businesses and Amazon is getting an office there. A lot of stuff's going on. So it's like starting to get better. But the majority of the city, and especially when I was growing up, and it's still now, is very dilapidated.
Really?
You
like
can't
Detroit dilapidated?
Yeah, no. It looks a lot like Detroit. Like, let me tell you something. I didn't realize how poor I was growing up until I took Kieran to Pittsburgh with me like 2 years ago. And I'm like, yeah, this is the house I grew up in, and this is up. And he's like, wow, you were really poor. I was like, oh, I didn't know. That's like, damn, right? Yeah, okay. He's like, no, but you had a happy life. I did, because I really didn't know how poor we were.
You didn't
and
know
how
you
poor
were
Pittsburgh
poor
was.
when you were younger?
I had no clue.
Really?
I didn't know.
You were like just happy.
I was happy. I was really happy. I mean, I was in the hood and I had friends, but I had a great family. Like, my family was in the hood, but they really worked hard at being good people and parents. So.
And you never.
I mean, my dad's a crackhead, but he's in Philly. But Pittsburgh, my mother and my mother's side of the family, they're not crackheads. They're actually loving people.
I love that. Wait, so did you ever feel like you wanted things that you couldn't get when you were younger, or you pretty much had everything you wanted?
I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm gonna be very transparent, and this is not, like me trying to coon, because I have to be very clear about that, because some black people will hear this and then later say, "Oh, she got on there and talking about I only cared about like Jordans and stuff."
Oh shit!
Nigga, you're from Philly. You know us girls are from around the way.
Big.
We cared about Jordans and starter jackets.
Yes. Oh my God, the starter jackets.
Remember the starter jackets?
That was like the boom in business. Everyone had a freaking starter jacket.
Everyone had a starter jacket.
No matter how much or little money you had, you had a starter jacket.
That
is true.
I didn't know that I was poor, because all the things that I wanted,
you got.
Yeah, like if my mother saved for it, or I've been working since I was very young, and I would get it. It's not that expensive. It is expensive when you're young, and saving up for something. But in the grand scheme of things, I wasn't like, oh, I need to have a Louis bag.
Yeah, wasn't like, we weren't like that then.
No.
Oh my gosh. So what was your first job? Oh no, I'm scared.
No, actually, no. I actually got 2 jobs at the same time. I worked I worked at the airport.
You did?
Yes, and I worked at a fast food restaurant for one day, and I had those jobs simultaneously, but I kept the airport job. And now I've worked everywhere.
You've always been a hustler.
I've always been a hustler. But let me
since
tell you,
I've known you.
Always had a bunch of jobs, right? But let me tell you the most interesting job I've had. Okay. Right? Okay. And I guess this is the first too. And it was the worst first. I got a job as a receptionist, and it's actually when I lived out here. Those struggle years.
Oh yeah.
I worked at a nail salon, right? And I worked at the front desk, and let me take off my glasses so this story will hit harder so you guys can really take a look at me. Because you'll get where I'm going. I worked the front desk, and I was working there for like 3 months, and then I asked the manager for a day off or something. I was doing something, like had an audition or doing something. And she had to sit down with me and talking to me about, why I shouldn't probably focus on acting and what I need to be doing. And I was like, well, I'm like talking to me like she was like an auntie or a mother or something. And I was so confused. This is my boss, the owner of the place. This is, an Asian woman. She's a Vietnamese woman. And she says to me, because we have to work harder and do all this stuff. I was like, we? She was like, yeah, like you're mixed with Asian, right? I said, no, I'm black. Just black, just all black. And she, I didn't keep that job because she partly hired me.
Because she thought you were half Asian.
She thought that I was half Asian, and she thought she was helping assist like a young half Asian girl out.
Stop.
I lost that job. Like that should be like, it's not like there should be some rules against what she did to me.
For sure.
I don't really care though.
She fired you?
She fired me. That happened to me.
As soon as you said you weren't Asian.
That was the first time I was fired too. Worst first. That was my worst first firing.
You got fired because she thought you were Asian and you're not. Yeah. I thought you were Asian when I met you.
You did?
Part Asian. Yeah.
Okay, see, that's why I took my glasses off to show people.
Yeah.
I think, I'm not. And I've done my ancestry, so I know for a fact.
Crazy, because
I don't have any.
You look like your mom, and your mom
she looks Asian too. It's the Nigerians. A lot of we have when we did our ancestry DNA, we realized we had some Nigerianness, and a lot of them have the cheekbones and the eyes too. So I think that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
It has to. Because I don't have any Asian in me. But yes, I got fired. Wasn't that crazy, guys?
How did she do it? Was she just like, oh?
She just stopped putting me on a schedule. She just didn't never.
She's like, oh, you need time off. Okay.
And she owned the place. She had the right, like it was like one of those small businesses, and she owned it. And I just never had. And I went in to pick up my check, and it was like, "Here's your check," but like they never even addressed it.
Your check just said, "Fuck you."
I was like, "Well, because I was like, when am I coming back to work?" And they were like, "Oh, I need to." She's gonna call you. She never. I don't even think she knew the rule that you like have to fire someone in person,
like formally.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, and tell them.
I probably still work there. I should go.
Stop. She's still putting you on the schedule once in a while. Oh, yeah. She never showed up.
Like years later.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, you guys, and then stay tuned for more Worst First with Simone Shepherd. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back. It's okay. You can drink your coffee. Go ahead. Drink your coffee. Simone Shepherd telling us some crazy Worst First. Her first worst experience at college when you thought you were running from a murder scene and you weren't.
I thought I was.
And then you getting fired from a job without even telling you, which is crazy. Yeah. That's so crazy. Yeah. I got hired one time because the woman thought I was Jewish.
See?
When I had my long black hair.
Yeah, I bet. Yep. Totally. You did. And you kind of gave, and I absolutely love, I call them Japs, Jewish American princesses.
Yes.
I love them from where we're from.
Right.
And think of The Nanny. I love it. So you totally had that whole thing going for you, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And so I could see how that could have happened.
I was very Fran Drescher.
Yes, that's exactly.
And she hired me. And then later after she hired me, after like a year or two, she found out I wasn't Jewish because she saw my cross tattoo on my wrist. And she was like, what is that? And I was like, it's a cross tattoo. And she's like, you have that? You're Jewish? Like what? And I'm like, I'm not Jewish. She's like, oh. She was horrified, but she kept me. Her name was
Odit. Nice.
She was really nice.
Because she gets that it doesn't matter. I think, I'm not going to speak negatively about the Vietnamese women.
Right. They worked very hard.
She was really nice to me when she thought I was Asian. But I think that, no, seriously.
When she thought I was Asian.
I think that it's just that it was a family business and maybe she wanted to feel like she was, and we can't be mad for her wanting to pour in her own community before she reaches elsewhere. So I ain't mad.
No, I get it. I totally get it. Yeah. And then, okay, so when you came to LA, you came right after college?
Yeah, I finished my last year abroad, I was here turning in work. So,
okay. Yeah. And what, you came here to act?
I came here to act. Yes.
Okay, you were like, I'm gonna act. I'm gonna.
Well, I always knew I wanted to write and produce and stuff, but everyone tells you have to pick one thing, right?
I know.
And acting would seem like the choice because it seemed like the fastest way forward, although it wasn't.
No.
Because I got a comedy, improv, and I was doing Comedy Store and all kinds of stuff. Like, it's very beneficial to me now, and it's just such a blessing in what I'm doing. But coming out here, you're like, hi, I'm funny, and everybody's like, me too.
Everybody's like, so is everyone else. Stand in
Yeah.
line. Here's the tray of shrimp cocktail. Go serve it to table number 7. Literally. Everybody.
Literally.
I'm funny. Me too. I'm really funny. You're really funny. Everybody's funny. Okay. How did you do it? Like, what did you do? Like, when you first got here, how did you navigate your way?
With the Thomas guide, it was that long ago.
Stop, I'm dead. I mean, like, did you start doing it?
No, I did.
Stand up at the Comedy Store, so the open mic night?
No, so I immediately got into improv and doing the Comedy Store. I was a part of a sketch group. I met Peter Cohen even before you did, and was on a BET show called Hell Date.
Oh yes, you guys, she was on Hell Date. I know a lot of you watched, a lot of people watched that show.
Yeah, people watched it.
That was on VH1.
BET.
Just kidding. Sorry.
Yep.
It was later on VH1, right?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yeah, disaster, something similar.
Disaster. So Hell Date was on BET.
Did
huge.
Hell Date, right? It was huge. We were poor though. We weren't making any money. You know how those shows are.
Crazy.
We didn't make
it was
any
big.
money. Well, they said that we signed those contracts, and who knew? They said that they owned our images and everything from here to perpetuity. So we didn't have really any access. Some people were sending me pictures of me being on the side of a bus in France. Like, that's how much they were spreading stuff around. It still plays overseas.
And you didn't get paid. We got maybe when we did Reality Hell, maybe $150 a day
and yes,
for like an 8 to 10 hour
No,
day.
Seriously.
And we thought that was good money.
We were just happy to be working. We knew we were going to be able to eat.
To be able to be a paid actor. We were like, oh yeah, I'm fucking killing it.
Yeah. $150, pay a phone bill, eat a little something, and back to the welfare office.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yes. It was hard. Like, it didn't, things, every time I thought that I was like making it or getting some momentum, it's like a big, long break. The only thing that changed that was the first time I got onto social media and started doing Vine because of you. Brittany was like, I don't know if everybody knows this story, but Brittany was one of the first people on Vine. And you called me to do that music video.
Yes.
Right?
With
Randall. And there you were like, oh my God, there's this app that I'm on. You're so funny. You should be on it. It's not really meant to be funny, but it's supposed to be for pictures. Right, we turned it into,
we started doing dumb shit on there.
You did. You started it.
I started doing dumb shit.
It was you. Yeah, and you were like, you should do dumb shit on here too.
Yeah.
So like,
and then we just started hanging out every day.
Making videos all day. Coming up with ideas. People don't understand how hard we work. I keep hitting the mic. My lips are so big. Excuse me. Don't. So, yes, we would make videos all day, every day. And back then, we had to, if we messed up once, we had to start over. So for a 6-second video, it may take us 5 hours.
Oh my God, because
to get a good idea.
Vine was when it first started, you would have to record and then go to your next spot, and sometimes you'd have to drive there. Yes. And then if the app crashed, we'd have to go back to the original spot, shoot it again. Like, you couldn't upload, you couldn't do anything like that.
Yeah,
remember how primitive it was?
It was so primitive. Like, and that's what I try to tell people, like, the way the analytic systems are set up, the way the Revine was introduced, all those things came because of us. They were initiatives that we encouraged them to do. Because we saw what we needed and saw what was lacking, and we were like, dude, but we didn't get any money for that.
Nothing. They sold the company for over $1 billion.
Yes, and think about in like companies like Niche, which were great and stuff like that, but all these companies that
just took advantage.
Sold to big places, $50 million to Twitter, all these places. All off of our hard work.
I know. They'd be like, "Oh, we have all these creators. We like own them. Like they owned us.
They
like
did.
And then
we didn't know. We were just like,
and then they sold their companies with us as like part of their product without even giving us a penny or telling us or anything like that. I mean, I'm so grateful for Vine.
Yes, of
for
course.
the opportunities.
Yeah, no question.
I made great money
question.
and stuff on there, but it's just kind of crazy because.
But if you really think now where you're at and understanding the business like we do at this space, and just being at the forefront of influencer branding and all of that, I think that we really didn't understand the value. Now that we know how the deals are and whatever, we made a lot of money. So that's why we were like, we didn't really see it because we were making so much money, but we didn't realize there was so much more money to be
and
made.
The people that were above us who weren't doing anything other than just owning it.
Just saying they knew us. They were just saying they knew
us. Saying they had access to us, were making money on us.
Literally.
Way more than we were making.
Because none of us had deals with them. They just had access to us.
Right.
And that alone, just the fact that they had our phone numbers, valued their company so high. And we would give them our information. We would be like, these are my numbers. Because it was before you could just send a screenshot of what your analytics were. We had to literally tell them what our analytics were.
Isn't it so crazy?
It's so crazy.
And I remember like Gary Vee, and I don't know if anyone who listens to this knows who that is, but he do you remember when he created Grape Story with Jerome Jar? And they had a meeting with all the people, and they were like, if you sign this contract, we get 20% of all your earnings for like the next 5 years or something like that, or a couple years. And I was like, that's
they were really
insane.
taking about 95%.
That's what I heard later. Everyone that signed with them made no money.
I wasn't with them. Yeah, we weren't with them, but I'm just saying because think about it, to someone who, a struggling actor or a struggling artist or even a young person, getting $5,000 for a 6-second video is a lot. We didn't know that they were making $100,000 for it. We didn't have a clue about that. We didn't know.
Horrible.
Yeah.
And then they took advantage. And then I see Gary Vee all the time, on Instagram, toting all this, prophetic things and being like, oh, I'm such a good person and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no.
He's trying to atone.
Don't listen to your haters and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, you try to take advantage of so many people.
Take advantage of a lot of people.
It's so crazy.
He was all on the Today Show. Remember, they were giving him so much credit for being the forefront of influencer branding and social media, and they were giving him so much credit. But all he was doing was jacking everything that we did. They were learning from us and literally going and just duplicating it. And because he had more access and more access to our money that we were making, he could do more.
It's crazy because I remember big brands, we had our email in our Vine profile. Big brands would just email you directly. You didn't need this middleman at all.
My first brand deal was Wendy's with you. Remember we shot it together?
Yes.
Yeah, you shot it for me. I was rolling. Remember
and you were like, I want to get my hair
No, that was part of them too. But no, my first Wendy's brand deal was when we were walking down the street. I'll never forget. I had on this Mickey Mouse outfit and mini dress. It was so stupid at the time. But you fake tripped me and I rolled. Remember?
Oh yes. I laughed at you.
Yes, and that was, I don't know where it went into, but that was the same. It was a brand deal.
Right. Huge. I mean, we worked with huge brands Procter & Gamble, Benefit Cosmetics, did everything ourselves, negotiated it ourselves.
Did everything.
And made good money. But then later what happened was Gary Vee came along and those companies and they were like, oh, well, we're going to tell these other, brand companies that we have access to these people. Yeah. And then they would charge the brand, $100,000 and then pay the creator $5 or $4 and make them wait forever to get it, which is so crazy.
Right. But then if you think about it, if you're making, if you're an influencer and you've done 5 deals in a month, you think that I'm balling, right? You're not realizing that these people they're balling. They're on track to make millions and millions of dollars, which they did off of us.
And they didn't do anything other than contact a brand and say, hey, I work with this person.
Yeah.
Any interest?
And they can get, the biggest thing is, and now I've learned this, is that it was because they could get big groups of us. So they could say they had this amount of following to access.
Right.
So they were like, we have these 10 top Viners, which that equated to what, probably 50, 100 million followers or something ridiculous.
Right.
And so by doing that, they could just go out and we just didn't know what we had. It's just, to be honest with you, we didn't know the value of the information. We were just so happy to be working, so happy to have found our niche, that we did not even realize that we had stumbled upon something. We were the first at something.
Yes. And like, it's so crazy just how you can go from like I said, us making like $100 for like an 8 to 10 hour day. Hello. And then we make, this other money, and we're like, this is great. Like, so we didn't think we were so blind to being taken advantage of. But I still remember all that. Like, I remember those people, and I remember like, I was like, that's so shady. Like, there's just so much sad. Like, it's just so sad how people will take advantage of you.
Though, so thank God that we're all good. I'm sure
blessed,
they're good too.
Very blessed.
But this is the thing. The reason why we're all good is because our talent is why we were at the forefront of it in the first place, right?
Right.
So then you move past that. These people, they might have stole one great moment from us and made millions of dollars, but our opportunities are still coming, and we've made great money and lived great lives, and we're good anyway.
Yes, very blessed, very grateful, and I
wish all those people the best.
I know, and the thing is though, now whenever I if I make a lot of money on something, or if I have like a really great opportunity, I always try to help people that are in that with me. Like, I'll always be like, you know what I mean? Like, I told myself I would never want to be the type of person that did that what they did to us. I would always be like, make it fair, make it, that's like,
and you always kick back a lot too.
Always,
I'm the same way, but you always like, I got this deal, let me kick it back. And people don't realize that's why we were able to make so much money, is because and especially in the early days, we stuck together.
Yes,
we helped each other. We took notes. We shared them. We would say, okay, I'm charging this. So
what are you charging?
What are you charging?
We keep it all. Now on Instagram, it's like a freaking.
It's saturated and it's war, and people are saying, I'll post something for an hour for $50. Send it to me, cash at me. Where they don't get that that's not how you make the money. The reason why we kind of made like a corporation. We got together and said, listen, if we know Brittany's at the top and she's charging this amount, then you just do the math. I have a little less, so I'm going to just ask for a little less. They can't come to me with nothing ridiculous because I know how much you're paying my friend. And that's how we were really transparent.
We all were. It was so good. We all kept tabs on each other.
That's why we moved so quick.
I know. It was such a crazy group. Like, fuck, man.
It was dope.
I know.
One day they'll make a movie about us.
I wonder, and what do you think of TikTok now? Are you on there at all?
I'm dead. I'm on TikTok.
I am too.
But I haven't really, I need to get into it more.
Yeah.
Because, TikTok is interesting,
it's
right?
Fun.
It is fun.
But it's so fun
because on there a lot more than me.
You don't have to be as creative.
You don't.
I know that sounds to TikTok, but it's not.
Because, see, that's the part that people also don't get about Vine. Here's the thing. Now that I'm writing shows and doing other things, I realize that the process of us creating stories on Vine is exactly the reason why I'm so good and so quick at my turnaround. So like if I get notes or whatever from network, I can turn them around really quick because I was so used to coming up with ideas quick and quickly moving and whatever. We were coming up we would have so many ideas that we would come up with in a day. It was ridiculous.
Insane.
All we did
I got another one. Like we're freaking pumping out videos.
And it's not like TikTok where you can just get on there and say, here's my idea. I'm just going to move around.
Or like music.
Yeah.
That's it. Like they're like, the music does all the work. And
we had to sit down and write ideas. We were writing sketches. We were pushing out those sketches faster than Saturday Night Live or anybody could ever.
Oh my God,
right?
I know.
So because of that, it exercised the muscle, and
I know it's like it was a very strong creative muscle.
Very strong.
It's crazy with anything, when you work at anything, it really becomes like you become so good at it.
Yeah.
Like anything. If you really focus, if you start doing fucking crunches every day at 150 crunches a night, you're going to have a six pack. If you start, constantly using your tools, you're going to be stronger. You're going to be sharper. Yeah. And I remember we were working so hard at it.
So think about
so quick-witted.
4 years of that, 4 years of constant creating videos every day because we didn't take weekends off.
Nope.
We didn't even take vacations off.
Never.
On vacations, we were trying to shoot.
On vacation.
No, we didn't. But if we were, right? Say we did go somewhere because it was a brand deal or we were doing a job. We were still trying to create videos and create content wherever we were. Yep. So we never took days off. So think about that. If you're working every day for 4 years and constantly coming up with at least 5 to 10 ideas a day, Yep. Because that's the only way you could keep up and stay relevant. That's the only way we could stay on the popular page.
It was exhausting.
It was exhausting.
And you had to call people, hey, are you available? Oh, you're not? Okay.
Casting.
Freaking casting. We were doing like casting, writing, directing,
finding locations, do it.
My God.
That's what I'm saying.
Calling people, are you available? Can you come over?
We didn't give ourselves enough credit.
Yeah,
we didn't give ourselves enough credit for how hard we worked at the time. We made it look easy because now I'm looking at the people and even the content that people are creating now, they're only using a template that we created. Everything that they're doing is something. I see the new Brittany Furlan. I see the new Simone.
I do too.
All these things.
All over.
We made this literally. It wasn't a job before us.
I know.
There were YouTubers who were making like but it's different the way they were making their money from the MC stuff.
YouTubers were like more like storytellers and like doing like tutorials. And
they were making money off of their views, their ad sales.
Right.
We weren't doing that at first. We were doing it straight off of brand deals.
Right.
So that's how we made that model of how to do that, to make it a business. Mm-hmm. And now, I'm not saying that y'all got to thank us. You ain't got to thank us. But I will say this. If you're making money as an influencer on social media, you might just want to just thank God for us. Mm-hmm. Not thank us, thank God for us.
Because Instagram was when Vine was big. Instagram was just...
Well, Instagram didn't even have videos at first, right?
It didn't have videos yet.
So we started
Vining. We started doing Vines. Then Instagram created video to compete with Vine. Then they started making their videos loop to compete with Vine. Then they made the videos longer because they were like, we want to have a better version.
Because what we were doing made everybody have to step up their apps, their one videos, which is interesting because Kieran, although he started out on Vine, which I didn't even know this, when they first started doing Instagram video, he jumped to Instagram because that's where most of his audience was. Mm-hmm. So he was one of the first people to make Instagram videos. And back then, there was no repost apps or whatever. He would tell people, this was so interesting, he would put in his messages or do a video saying, hey, DM me, and if you want this video to repost it, because they were like, oh, I want to repost this, I'll send it to you. So he got a second phone just to be able to text people.
That is so smart.
Wasn't it? Just to be able to text people the video.
Because there was no repost app. There was no,
but that's how he grew. So because people were posting them, people would see him, and then that's how they were following because we were over there revining at the time. Yeah. They still didn't have anything to repost or do anything on Instagram. So that was his method, and that's how he grew. So it's so interesting to hear the beginning influencers, to hear our stories, to see how we made this what it is now. And then it's like so crazy. Like looking at, because I remember when Instagram first started, when it was like when Vine was first, it was like a little bit, I don't know if it was a little before Vine or it was like just starting all around the same time. Mm-hmm. And I remember Kim Kardashian on Instagram had like 1.2 million followers in the very beginning. And it was like, oh my gosh, she has a lot of followers. And then I had 10 million on Vine. And I was like, it's just so crazy. Yeah, and now she's like, 27, 28 million followers on Instagram. Something bananas. I thought it was more than that. Something huge. It's just so crazy. The Kardashians are great. I just don't know. I mean, it's just insane. Isn't it crazy just how life... I'm sure they're great. They're not... You're like, I don't know them personally. Yeah, I don't know. But you guys should follow King Kieran, Simone's husband. I call him your husband because you've been together for so long. He's pretty much your husband. I mean, she's been with Kieran longer than I have been with Tommy, and I've been with Tommy for 4 years already, which is insane. And you guys met like early on in Vine and stuff like that. And I remember doing videos with you guys together, which is so crazy. And now you're like, you have a house and you have like a real like adult life. And we are grown up. Oh my God, it's so crazy. And you're a grown up. You're married. I know. Brittany is married. I'm still mentally very small in my brain. I'm still 7, but probably I'm married. But do you still eat like a kid? I do. Okay, I do. I eat like a 7-year-old. Chicken fingers and fries. Totally not an adult ever. But my husband's not an adult either, so it's perfect. We're both like 7-year-olds. Yeah, we do well together. Yes. Yeah, we play Lincoln Logs on the weekends. It's great. We do. We stack them up. It's so fun. That's dope. I feel like you know what's weird as we're getting older? I don't feel like I'm getting mentally older. I feel like I'm just physically getting older, you know? Well, I'm sure you are because experience hopefully brings about wisdom, and you definitely seem wiser than when I first met you back in... Yes, for sure, Brittany. Definitely.
I'm I'm so stunted. I'm like,
no,
really?
You're not. but it is true, because I think about my grandmother, who's 80 years old.
Wow.
And she's my best friend, so we talk like maybe 3 times a day. And she often says that to me, and I get it, because when I'm talking to her, I feel like I'm talking to myself. Like, she's my sister, like we're the same age. But her mental state and where her mind is, she's my age, right?
But
she's
then her
80.
body, she's 80. That's
Exactly.
so scary to me.
Yeah,
Like, what if when we're really old, we still feel like 30 on the inside?
You will. You still feel like yourself. Yeah.
I know. I mean, like, I don't know if you feel this way too, but I remember being 16.
Oh, yeah.
And feeling like this. And like, I'm like, oh, I'm still like a 16-year-old on the inside. You don't feel that way? Okay, just kidding. All right. So
but I do feel, but I do still feel very young. Like,
yeah.
I do not, but I think that when I was 16, I was already like kind of old.
Right.
Like old soul. So I feel like I'm stuck somewhere like 28.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Forever. Right?
Yeah.
I guess that's just how it works.
Yeah. So, but just make sure, I'm not going to do this. When I get old, hopefully I won't be snatching my face back.
I will be, for sure. The face will be snatched back, for sure.
So?
As soon as the face starts to fall, I'm be like, oh, hell no. Somebody, we got to get tape. We got to get everything.
I think I'm going to let it age.
You're going to be good. You're
like,
I'm gonna let it go. You're like Angela Bassett.
That's such a compliment. I love her. She's gorgeous.
Ageless.
She's ageless.
Guys, look up Angela Bassett. She's about 70 years old now.
Oh my God. I don't think
69.
She's 60. She's not
68.
70.
Girl.
Oh my God. Angela Bassett is not 70.
I'm telling you right now.
She's 60. Maybe she's 60.
Wait, I got to look it up. Anyway, she looks like maybe just turning 40.
Yeah, she looks really young. I mean, look at Gabrielle Union. There's so many people who look so young.
How old's Gabrielle Union?
I think she's like... Yeah.
She's 61.
That's what I'm saying. She's 60. I knew she wasn't 7. You were trying to just.
But that's so crazy.
But that's what. Yes.
Just Google Angela Bassett and look at her.
Yes.
How is this woman 61 years old?
Right.
I mean, look at her. She's got a belly shirt on.
No, I know. She looks exactly 61. Look at her. Can you believe that?
No.
Exactly.
Who looks like this at 61?
I hope me.
You will. You look like her.
I'm gonna look like that, y'all. I'm speaking it. Yes.
That is crazy.
And like Gabrielle Union, she's 47.
Okay, she's almost 50.
She looks amazing.
And she looks amazing.
She looks amazing for her age. Yeah.
Wow.
These women are hot.
I know. I mean, I don't know. I think that you're gonna be just fine.
I'm gonna be fine.
I try to lotion my neck. They say that the neck is the number one.
Oh,
thing.
it goes down.
Ladies,
yeah.
The neck.
You gotta walk around.
You gotta take care of that.
Yeah.
Take care of that neck.
I always used to see old women going like this.
Yeah, it works.
Now they have a surgery for that.
Or you can just get surgery. Surgery is great too.
I'm not saying get surgery.
Anything that makes you feel. I am. Anything.
I'm saying get whatever makes you feel good as a person. Right?
Anything that makes you feel better about yourself, I condone it. I don't shame people.
No, I don't shame people either. Like, listen, I'm not against surgery. I've had surgery. Like,
I love it.
It's just that the space that I'm at now, I don't feel like surgery is something
you
that I
don't
need
need
to
it,
do
and
anymore.
you never needed it. And I know you've done like a little thing here and there. Yeah,
different. And now with wisdom,
yes,
you start to realize your true value and beauty and what you want to focus on. So I'm just gonna focus on remaining healthy and toned. That's what
healthy is such a big thing, like mentally and physically. If your mental health is, good, you can do so much.
And that's something that, a lot of people don't talk about,
Right.
That's the thing that was really dope about you. And I just say a lot of my, not black friends are really good at talking with either their friends or their family about their mental health. Ever since I've known you, you've been very honest about your mental health and, taking care of yourself and, doing all that. So that's why I commend you for that. Aww. But I didn't really grow up like that. My community as a whole, if you tell anybody that you're feeling depressed or low, that you better call Jesus.
Really?
All day. So no, seriously.
Jesus fixes everything.
Well, he does, but he also put therapists,
right, and psychiatrists,
for you to talk to people and work through trauma, because trauma will keep you stifled, and not only will trauma keep you stifled, it stays with you. Mm-hmm. Like your kids will, hold on to a lot of the same trauma and that you have in your DNA.
Yes.
It just passes forward. So we just have to be very vigilant about remaining, remaining focused on our mental health.
Yes.
That's what we have to do.
Isn't it crazy that mental health is
hereditary? Exactly.
I mean, and not crazy maybe because everything's hereditary.
Yeah, it's chemical
your
imbalances.
Hair color, your eyes, everything. But it's so crazy because my grandmother was very nervous.
Okay, yeah.
And anxiety ridden, and my mom, and then my dad's mom had really bad depression, and so you get, it's just weird. It just.
But see, the fact that you can even talk about that makes you feel safe in how you feel because you know it's not you.
Right.
You understand that it's probably hereditary.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, in my community, because they don't talk about it, people don't have that same way to look back. You feel like you're alone. You feel like, it's just you being the crazy and there's no one else to really talk to. So I love that. A lot of people are starting a lot of initiatives in our community to try to help people focus on their mental health, make it not a stigma anymore.
I love that.
So people can have conversations because it's so important.
It's so important. That's
to
why
have a healthy
I'm never embarrassed
family.
talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a basketball player, a black basketball player. I forget his name, but he was talking about on when his team, and I'm so stupid for not knowing who he is, but he said his team won, and he was like, "I'd like to thank my psychologist," and he said that on the court.
That's so dope, yeah.
And he was on the news the next day, and people were like, "Oh, like you thanked your psychologist," trying to like make a big deal about it.
Yeah.
And he got on there, and he was like, "No," he's like,
My
"I'm
mental
gonna straight
health.
out and say it. Like I needed help, and I got help, and I'm so grateful for that."
Yeah.
And I think that was a really big.
It was a big thing.
thing.
Listen, I know that I'm gonna just be honest with you because you had panic attacks, right?
Horrible.
You did.
I still do.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So you had panic attacks and you would tell me about them and I would get it and you're my friend, so I would really sympathize with you.
Yeah.
But I never really understood panic attacks until I had one.
Oh my God.
Right?
I remember you telling me when you're like, I had one finally, and like it was.
I haven't had one in 2 years, but I went through a good 2.5 years of panic attacks consistently.
Every day.
Well, at least every 2 days, and then I got them down to once a week, which is still feels like you're dying once a week. And it was just terrible. And I remember thinking I was such I just didn't understand it before,
right.
and I get that with a lot of people, if they haven't been through something, they don't understand it. But it made me really look into mental health, period, because I'm like, I really thought I was gonna die.
I know. People don't realize that. People are like, "Oh, you're just nervous." No.
It goes black. That's exactly
your whole body starts to shut down. You get clammy. Hot,
yes.
You're freaking out. You can't. Yeah. You start. Your heart's racing. You're like, "Oh, my body's shutting down."
Yeah.
Like you actually feel like you're losing control. Yeah. And then it's insane because then you go to the hospital and they're like, "Oh, it's just a panic attack." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, Steve.
Yes.
Just a panic attack. Great."
Well, we had the medics at our house one day, and Kieran was like, "They're going to think I did something to you."
Oh.
No.
Because you were feeling really. I've called 911 1,000 times. Please
listen.
Oh my God, Tommy was like,
it's harder for us to call 911 and feel safe.
Yeah, I feel safe. Right.
So they came, and that was the thing. They had to put me. It was actually the fire department. They had to do my breathing and everything. And at the end of it, once they calm me down, because they never want to tell you right in the middle of it, because you'll be more. They say it was just a panic attack.
Because they check your pulse and they do everything. You know.
I know you feel like you can't breathe, but you can breathe.
You can breathe. I know. I'm like,
I can't. You're like, no, I can't.
You can.
No, you can.
Yeah.
No.
You're breathing. Yeah, that's the crazy thing. And actually, I got this app called Cardia, which is amazing. It's this app, and the app is free, but then you have to buy this. It's like $10.99 a year, and you buy this little control pad. And I even have it with me.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you what it is really quick.
I would love.
So you can take your EKG.
Oh, wow.
This.
Oh, wow.
So what you do is you put your fingers on here and it syncs up to your phone and it takes your EKG like this. So if you're having a panic attack, it takes an EKG to show so if you think you're having a heart attack, it'll say,
wow, I need to do this anyway because sometimes I just get a little bit worked up.
Right. And it records it. And it records it, and it shows you in the app what your heart rate is and everything like that.
This. Will you send me the information?
Yes, and then you can buy the blood. It's only $10.99 a year to do all this, and then they send you your results every month in like a workup.
I love this.
And so,
wait, this is actually brilliant.
So
I need to bring.
It's brilliant.
This is so dope.
See, here's all my EKGs. Normal. It'll say normal, 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 and that's how I know I'm fine. It tells you if there's an arrhythmia. And then sometimes, look, unclassified, that means I had tachycardia, or it'll say tachycardia when your heart rate's too high, but it doesn't mean anything's wrong. It'll say normal heart rhythm. So you know that I'm just panicking. But that's how you know if you're really dying or not, is you have this app, Cardia. It's been so helpful. I'm not getting paid for this.
I think I'm actually dying.
Yes. And then you try it, and then you realize you're not.
This is not a deal.
No, this is not a brand deal. This is just me that's helped me. And then you get a blood pressure cuff, which you can get one from them, or you can order your own.
I want this.
And you enter your blood pressure, and it tells you normal or not normal for that too.
I love this. And this is really good, especially for like hypochondriacs.
Yes.
Really always be their own doctors.
Ultimate hypochondria
But I need this.
Yep, Cardia changed my life. And I bring the results to my doctor whenever I see him, and he's like, "Yeah, you're fine. So this is cool, but it's great that you're keeping track of it. So and then you'll be."
She's bringing her paperwork.
I am. I'm like, look at my paperwork, because they send you every month your paperwork printed out.
Can we review this together, doctor?
Yes. I'm like, just make sure the app's not fucked up. Yeah. He's like, nope, it's correct. Yeah. So it's actually so cool if you're a panic attack person or think you're dying all the time. This app has really been a game changer for me. Take it on vacation. Take it wherever you are, so you know you're okay.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
There you go. And we're gonna follow Simone Shepherd, guys, on Instagram. It's just her name, Simone Shepherd. Simone Shepherd on Twitter. Simone Shepherd
everywhere.
Everywhere.
But Shepherd's like you're herding sheep, though.
Yes, Shepherd, like SHEPHERD.
Yes, that's a real friend. Only my real friend.
Shepherd, yeah. So you need to follow her. She's hilarious. She's funny. She's talented. She has a bunch of things in the works. She's one of my greatest friends, and I love her so much. And thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's so fun.
Okay, follow Simone Shepherd, and make sure to stay tuned next week on Worst First.